Yeah?
Which is true, but
Yeah? He feels, you know, Morgan is a different issue. Because let's take, just invade Mugabe's mind for 1 minute and see what is inside the mind. What do you think is inside his mind?
I know that he's trying to play on an issue of principle, right?
No, even 2008. What was his principle?
His principle is he didn't want to bring in a puppet to West like that.
No. His issue is that there was a first round and there was a second round.
Yeah.
And it is the second round that there was a dispute.
Issue that
there was a first round.
That's the one that they disputed the first round.
Yeah, and there was no conclusive winner.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there was a second round. Morgan refused to participate. Yeah. So already we have a prima facie case that the second round was won by Mugabe. So if he won, then where is the dispute? Then they tried to accommodate the person who had opted out of the system, and they formed the GNU, which was unconstitutional.
Okay,
yeah. And he was forced to get into that arrangement. Then in 2013, he got out of that arrangement. Yeah, and he got out of that arrangement by winning outright. Yeah. So now he has got a term of office due to expire this year. And he finds himself out of a job. And he's trying to understand what happened for me to lose my touch with destiny. Yeah. And the destiny is my job, my future.
If you were his advisor, what would you
that a president, that little bullet can be useful, especially if it incapacitates you. That you were removed by the bullet, and everything that you taught your proteges actually was just a lot of bull.
And what is it that you taught his proteges, Mr. Mawai?
Never to use a bullet in preference to a ballot. And he lost power through a little bullet, which was never used on him. little bullet. And,
no, but for me, I think he should leave it.
No, it's not a question of leaving it. He's saying a principle is principle. So
the world we live in has got nothing but principles. Principles are a concept.
No, but he says I stayed in power for 37 years because of principle, free, fair, and frequent elections, and I win them. Now I have a record of 37 years of not losing, not losing an election.
Right.
Yeah. And now I've lost power by some home-brewed power game in an African mind.
What is so sad for me is that he's lost power to a man that doesn't seem to understand the struggle that Mugabe was fighting. Or maybe he does, but he's just thinking that he doesn't.
No, he is saying, so if we look at Mugabe and the principle that power must vest with the people, and that power that is not intermediated through the people cannot be legitimate power.
Right.
Do you agree with that premise?
I agree.
Okay. So all he's saying is that the guys who promised me to be a legend, little did I know that even the cash that I'm getting will be in the front page of the Sunday Mail. Can you imagine? If Mugabe wasn't...
Yeah, for me, I'm with Mugabe all the way until he's trying to bring in his goal. The moment he brings in his goal, everything changes.
Which is his goal now?
Great.
Now you're calling a what?
Oh.
A whore seems like a prostitute.
Yes, along the line.
Okay, so you're saying political prostitute?
Even I'm a strong supporter of Robert, but the moment he brought in that woman, he lost me.
What if Grace was a modernizer?
Grace just lacks the qualities of the woman that we would have wanted him to try and push upon us. But that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to push that woman on us.
Oh, so you're saying if you try to push somebody, then you must lose power.
If we don't like the person, yes, we must lose power. That's unfortunately what politics is about. It's about being liked. It's about power.
Okay. So why not go to elections and let the woman lose?
Yeah, but who knows if she'll get to lose?
No, I'm saying is why take a preemptive action?
We must take a preemptive action.
Who is we now?
Whoever has got the power. That woman alienated the same people who were supposed to assure her assistance. So they alienated the people that are supposed to safeguard your position. So she erred in the most basic of political principles, trying to eliminate and alienate those in which the true power resides.
Okay.
And I think Chamisa is doing the same thing when he's already saying that the moment I get into power, we are going to change the general of the army or the head of the army. And it's making a school for a blunder again.
Okay, so what there should be reservations that the military should be above the political fray.
There's nothing called that the civilians rule the army. That's wrong. It's nonsense. The world we live in is a world in which power resides in the country. The United States government goes and takes the oil that it wants. This is where the power lives. And this is what the world is about. It's about power. So if you don't have the support of your military, don't expect to be in power. It's an illusion to believe that some paper has got more power than the gun. Why do people buy guns?
So you're saying that the gun must level the playing field?
The gun rule. That's what I'm saying.
So we don't need elections according to you.
Elections are just an illusion. Even when you see when they were created with Napoleon, he created democracy for him to become an empire. So when people copy democracy, which came from France, they simply don't know what democracy is. They think that democracy is some paper that gives people power. No. Democracy was a way that was brought, that Napoleon was brought into power powers that don't even stand in the forefront. You understand? Giving people an illusion of choice.
Okay. So you are trying to teach us something that.
I'm saying that democracy is an illusion. It's a farce. A game.
And you are saying its alternative ought to be unelected, uniformed men and women with.
Actually, not even the real world. It's not even the uniformed men that have the power.
Yeah.
It's the money that gives you the power. It's the money that allows you to buy the uniform and the guns that actually has the power.
Yeah.
So when you look at the American system, it seems that what you call it is the one that is leading the country. Trump. It is not Trump who's leading the country. It's the banking elite that are behind the system that lead the country. They own the media. They own your capability to speak to the public. They are the ones that give you voice. They are the ones that create sentiment and what we call a manufactured consent around you. Those are the people that are leading the country. If they don't want you in power, you won't even make it to the ballot box. You won't even make it onto the ballot paper. They also influence the so-called delegates that elect you at the end of the day. You understand? But we don't understand how that system works, which is why we even have the electoral college in America. That's who elects the person in the forefront. In Africa, it's a bit different, but it's still more or less the same. Because like now, what you're seeing in Zimbabwe, you've got more than 70 parties. And I'm seeing...
No, it's 107 parties.
Correct.
And...
those 107 parties, nobody's asking, where do all these Zimbabweans in a country that has got no liquidity, in a country where people are not being productive, where's the money to sponsor all these people coming from? Who are these money business people that can sponsor 107 parties in a small little country like Zimbabwe?
But I thought, Rutendo, you are the first advocate of this omnipresent, omnipotent structure called government. That every day, you have made government so sexy by your videos. So igniting that government can solve all the problems.
I've never really believed that governance or the governance system that we currently utilize is the way for us to get solutions.
Where do you stand on government? Do you think a government is a necessary instrument in the affairs of men?
Yes, it is, but not in the form that we have it.
No, okay, let's say it is. Then how best can power be created in the public sphere?
How was power created before the white man got to Africa?
There was chaos.
No, there was no chaos.
There were no institutions.
You can't have chaos in a civilization that was more
Rutendo, there were no institutions.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Where, I mean...
Can you explain to me that there could have been no institutions? Okay? There could have no
you can't colonize people who are... Okay.
How could there have been no institutions? Yet our civilization was 7,000 years old. And when democracy came into the world, when democracy came into the world, which is in 18, let's call it 1792.
Yeah.
When Napoleon came into power, that was the first time that we had the situation of democracy after the French Revolution, all right?
Yeah.
Since that time, the world has seen 240 million deaths from war.
Yeah.
All right? Before we had democracy, we never had so for war. Now my question is, in just 200 years, 300 years, 240 years or so, or 20 years or so of having democracy, we have killed close to 240 million people, plus another 200 million from famine.
Yeah.
Can this democracy be good for us? Because for us, it has lasted 7,000 years.
So let's say democracy is a form of organization. that allows maybe people to create rules that limit the animalistic nature of man.
No, that's nonsense, because men have become more animals in democracy.
No, I'm saying, let's say it's an attempt to.
You can't say that because it is not backed up by the science. That's why I'm now giving you the science.
No.
The science says that before we have democracy, with 24 million deaths for the past since we started recording deaths by war. Okay? 24 million. Yeah. And the Chinese war of the Ming dynasty that was one of the biggest plus some wars in Europe. Nothing in Africa.
Okay.
No wars that are not in Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into this thing called democracy.
Mm-hmm.
All of the sudden, we lose 440 million in war and spending.
Okay. So what are you saying?
It's so-called democracy that is supposed to have brought organization, some form of humanity and civilization. In that civilization, we lost more people than we ever lost before from war. Now, what was the point? In that last century, we lost at least 140 million from the First World War, Second World War, and all the other wars, Korean War, all taking place from democratic states and supposedly civilized people. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
It says to me that this democracy is a nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it was not a nonsense, we'd see lesser deaths. Now, when you look, if that map, the one place that it says not to have democracy, which is Africa, it only had 2 million deaths to contribute, and that was in Congo. In Congo itself, it happened because democratic countries, Europeans and the Americans are there. So what is this democracy then? If this democracy, wherever it comes, more people die, bloodshed, wars, weapons, then what's it there for?
So what? So I'm trying to understand what you are saying. That the progress made since the colonialization in Africa, and you seem to suggest that whatever intrusion that people from foreign shores made to Africa actually undermined African progress.
Correct. That's why we had the Great Mutapa Empire.
Okay.
Because an organized group of people who were trading with the rest of the world. It was embedded in Zimbabwean civilization.
So your position is that Africa and its inhabitants would be better off today if the settlers did not come in to become part of the African experience.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt, because it's evidence in what it is that Africa was able to create before the intrusion kind of began.
No, I'm just saying is you've made your point, and the point is accepted as your own authentic contribution to knowledge.
Which is why I'm backing it up, right?
Yeah, no, I'm saying is and let's accept that there's an alternative view. That
there is an alternative view, but what I want you to say to me is explain to me how you can dispute the numbers that I think.
No, I'm saying the numbers. I wasn't. I personally wasn't there, so I can't dispute whatever number you come up with because you
No,
could.
Right. It's not me coming up with this documented number.
No, I'm saying is I don't believe that is what is documented is reality anyway.
Then what do you believe? Because everything that you
I
believe.
believe things I see, and it's very limited things I know.
How do you know what democracy is if you didn't believe what?
But I know that the alternative of choosing someone to represent me in parliament or in government is too ghastly to contemplate. I don't know how another mechanism other than an election, whatever you call democracy or utopian, I don't see how else the will of the general public can be expressed without putting it to some test where a person can vote with their conscience and come up with an aggregate number which will show who is the majority or not. So
how do you know that the will of the majority?
I mean, if they're counted, if their votes are counted.
Oh, now you're talking about counted, so you are relying on the science of other people and the numbers of other people.
No, but what I do know is that no paper can put an X on its own and then fold it and press it in the ballot box. What I do know is,
what are you talking about? What is ballot box? What is
if it exists, then it's another topic for another discussion.
You don't know whether what is being counted is legal or not. You don't know that.
No, I wouldn't care less, because if you don't vote, you never know. But your vote is among other votes that you don't know.
How do you know that your vote is there? How do you know it's being counted? How do you know it's being thrown away?
But if I don't have faith, then I'm not human.
You didn't answer the question. How do you know?
I don't know, but I have faith that my vote counts. But if it doesn't, no, I said I don't know.
Exactly, you don't know. That's why I'm saying when I gave you my number,
Yeah.
tell me what democracy is done. You refuse.
No, I said I don't know. I didn't refuse. I said let me summarize your position. That's your position. I don't know.
No. Hold on. My position was a numbers-based position. It was a statistical-based position. The electoral system that we use of democracy.
But that's what I'm saying, is it?
The statistical-based.
That's your take.
You are trying to tell me that statistics under certain circumstances are trustworthy. In other circumstances, they're not.
No, I'm saying statistics are what they are.
Hold on. We have a dimension where we've got numbers about what democracy has stood for. We've got numbers about how many people have died because of democracy. And we've got numbers that tell us about the lives that people were able to sustain before democracy. Democracy wins, loses in an election of numbers and death. So now, if we can use statistics in electing an official in this pretext that we've elected an official, why are you refusing the numbers that say that democracy has killed more people than before democracy?
Democracy is incapable of killing anybody. Democracy in and out of itself is incapable of causing harm to anybody.
When we look at what we call correlated coefficient, which is a statistical data, it shows us that there is more death under democracy than before democracy.
No.
Correlated coefficient and causes.
That's a wrong hypothesis, Rutendo.
How is it a wrong hypothesis?
Because democracy is not capable of causing any outcome. It cannot by construct and reality. It has no ability of causality because democracy is just an idea.
What is causality? Causality is idea.
An idea cannot cause an idea to have life. It requires human agency.
Then you are failing to understand what is causality.
Maybe you can teach me on the new meaning of causality.
Right. A human being needs a motivation or a cause to result in an action.
Yeah.
Right? And democracy is a system, an ideology. And it is ideology, a system that enable or motivate human beings to act. So before we had this thing called democracy, human beings were living okay. They were in good relations.
They were animals. They were animals. They were hunting and gathering. Hunting and gather, and not even gathering, hunting and eating. That's bad. No. Capitalism does not exist. Yeah.
All of a sudden, we started taking people's property. We started taking people's land.
Yeah.
Taking people's rights to hunt.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we had to take people's
Yeah.
Questions how is them. How is that a civilized system? Because people came from having the ability to provide for themselves to a situation where they couldn't provide for themselves, so they started killing each other.
Yeah.
What is an animal?
Yeah.
Which one of those is an animal?
I mean, an animal is a human being.
But one of those is the most savage animal that we have.
You are now putting a description. You're now putting a description.
But everything answers the description. Otherwise, how do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Because if democracy is resulted in people killing each other
Yeah.
more than they were ever killing each other before, the question is, it just makes people more animalistic and more savage.
No, but animals are animals. The idea of democracy is to limit the animalistic nature of us.
But how is it limited the animalistic nature when it is made us more animalistic?
No, I think we actually have institutions. We actually have a way of maybe transmitting power from one mass to another cluster. We have a power of delegation.
Right now, we are less than how many years of independence that we have?
38.
38. In 38 years of independence, we feel that God has been used to take over power. Now, the question I would like you to ask yourself is, before we came into this form of dispensation, when were we first ever used to take power from a leader?
Yeah, and we are saying that there are processes that have allowed power to be transmitted from Mugabe 1 to Mugabe 2 to Mugabe 3, 4, 5, 6, and the people of Zimbabwe participated in this travesty. So they can't blame.
You ran away from the question. You ran away from the question. Before democracy,
Yeah.
when was violence ever used to take over a leader? In democracy, we've seen it happen.
There was a lot of animalistic behavior. It was always a bow and arrow. Lobengula was not charitable anyway.
We can't talk about the Buddhists. Those are not people. Those are something.
Okay. So maybe you have some other human beings you are referring to.
The reason why Buddhists never ever built an empire.
Yeah.
Ever. They don't have any building of stone here in Southern Africa.
Yeah.
The Zulus never built anything. It's because they were savage. They adopted the white man's behavior. They adopted what the Portuguese and the Afrikaners were doing. They turned into savage. They adopted white democracy. Because these white people were the first people to so-called bring democracy to the rest of the world, right? And they are the ones that came with this process of taking land by violence, killing people. So the Zulus turned into those savage.
So you're saying that the Zulus were caused to be savagery?
The Zulus, the Ndebele, savage. Because they started copying white people.
Oh, you're saying that they don't have their own power of causation? Or they didn't have it?
If you understand history, you will understand that what caused the Budi nation to start raping people was they were racist. They were racist, and their citizens were made slaves in Southern Cape. And because of that, they also got away from farming to produce and started going to do what the Boers had taught them, to go and rape other people, take their women, take their food, take their cows. It just became a way of life.
Okay. So
that's what our culture is African. That's why you won't see that kind of taking power by the gun. Which is why I was trying to say to you that democracy itself is about power by the gun.
Okay.
It's about power by the gun. That's why you see that ever since democracy came into the world, the bloodshed increased. Ever since white men with their democracy.
So you are saying that there is a democracy itself has some innate power of causation?
Yes, of course.
Okay. That's I think that's one take, and then there is always an alternative. I think that you accept that whatever you put on the table, there has to be some alternative way of looking at facts, looking at the reality and circumstances. So,
but my problem with you is you say you want to look at realities and facts, but you don't want to do the math, number one. You don't want to look at the causal relationship or the correlation coefficient. You don't want to look at the chance.
But I didn't say I don't want to look.
You don't be running from that point the whole time.
No, but what is the point that you are saying I'm running away from? Because I have taken note.
I say, let's look at statistics. Let's decide it. We all went to school. We heard of something.
Yeah, but history cannot be reduced to science.
It can. Why not?
It is what it is. It's how you perceive it yourself.
There are numbers.
No, what are the numbers?
Huh?
History is what it is. It remains what it is. It is just a record of what has happened. It doesn't give you any other way of knowing what is to come.
Well, I also would like to keep up with you there.
Yeah.
The reason why today we've got what we call predictive analytics and algorithms is that numbers can actually tell us about the future.
Yeah.
We know how to manipulate them. The reason we can have prediction.
No, I'm saying is the past has no memory.
The past has memory.
It cannot have memory because it is what it is. It is a past.
No, I refuse.
Yeah, I think you refuse because that's who you are.
It's been proved time and again that the past always tells you tomorrow.
It doesn't. The tomorrow is dark as me.
Let me tell you what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to have a youth war tomorrow. And that youth war is going to be based on the tomorrow.
Are you creating one or you're just saying it just as a joke?
I'm simply using empathy to tell us about tomorrow. We're going to have a huge war for more than one, in which one nation with power is going to go to a weaker nation with resources, and they're going to squash that smaller little nation for its support.
So I don't understand. You are predicting something, and what I know is that you don't have the power to predict.
No, I do. History.
So I think we are now going to call you Prophet Rutendo.
I'm not a prophet.
Yeah.
I'm a historian.
Yeah, history remains hidden like a cabbage. It sits what way it is. Doesn't have legs.
Why don't you list my prediction and let's see if that prediction is going to be.
No, I've already okay. You've already predicted that one it will be the law of the jungle. One big animal will come and devour a small one.
Yes, another one. Very soon, we are going to be having those people in Europe, those black people in Europe. They're going to be beaten on the street.
They're going to be what?
Beaten on the street. Once jobs start getting lost in the ship, and people start losing their jobs in Europe, they're going to kick the black people out of Europe very fast.
Okay, that's the second prediction.
That's the second prediction. All based on what? On history.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Europe, America, we see the neo left or the what you call it, the left, the right, yeah, the right wing,
Yeah.
starting to rise up, except the violence against people of color will increase, and
Yeah.
people will have to come home.
Yeah.
In democratic countries,
Yeah.
like I think I've already established that history tells us that democracy and violence are inseparable.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's your prediction. I can't fight over someone's dreams are as good as any other dream.
Are we documenting or are we behaving like local?
No, we are taking note of what you are saying,
okay,
but we won't give it more than what it is.
It's very critical for us to learn the art of documentation and not be like our ancestors.
So let's document your dreams, not hallucinations, but dreams.
My prediction.
Yeah. So yeah, at least you are a man who is possessed with another spirit of knowing that which we don't know.
I'm possessed by history.
Yeah, which is.
History has always repeated itself like a wheel. Every time it repeats itself.
Yeah.
Particularly when the conditions that took place in history are similar to the conditions that we're seeing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one.
For now, I think those are my predictions. Okay, what is my next prediction? Let's talk about this.
So let's just finalize now so that you tell us. VaMugabe, please retire in dignity. Why dignity? Why don't you just call him to retire?
Yeah, but there is retirement in dignity and retirement in disgrace. I think by input.
But his wife is grace, and disgrace, it just means dissing the grace. No, okay. So you are saying that he must retire. He must retire, shut up, and be a grandfather. Okay, then what else are you saying? Then stop trying to play politics. Are you saying that a retired person must zip his mouth and be a non-existent citizen or what?
Mugabe, the sentiment for Mugabe is that the people who have the ability to influence what he thinks and what he will be, which is the army, are negative. So no matter what fight he puts up, it's just not going to work.
So you are saying Mugabe must just die a political death? No, you are saying that once he retires, he cannot exercise citizen rights.
No,
just even the power to say this is stupid, this is foolish. No, but are you saying that until before he dies, he must zip his mouth?
He must be quiet.
No, then what kind of dispensation would that be where I have to smile at you and I'm angry at you? Why can't he just be himself?
He can't always want to be having his own expression.
What legacy are you talking about? You are now changing your legacy. What legacy did Mugabe ever had?
Mugabe is one of the greatest African legacies ever.
Then I think on that point, I want to interrogate you, and I want now the battle of ideas. Mugabe having a legacy that is untainted. 37 years of bullshit. 37 years of squandered opportunities. 37 years of hallucinating. 37 years of pontificating. No, you can't say that. I think no, you can't be serious. You can't be. How can he give something that he doesn't have in the first place? Where did he get the land from? But the land was always there. Hey, wake up, smell the coffee, man. Don't be deluded with
Your father did not go to the World Bank because he didn't have Mugabe.
No, I didn't go because of. You look at life as a privilege of. You really think that life can be a privilege of office bearers Why would I elect somebody to tell me this kind of crap?
That is why I'm giving you the reality.
That's not a reality.
The problem with you and me is that I can measure correlation. You can't seem to measure correlation.
I already measured. There is nothing in the left to talk about. What is the redeeming feature?
The reason why it is not simple in Zimbabwe that when you work in the World Bank under ESG, and the reason why many in Zimbabwe when you work for the World Bank, as soon as Robert Mugabe has everything to do with Robert Mugabe.
No, there were people who were working before the change of government.
Yeah?
There were people who were working before us. Or many.
There were 4,000 graduates in Zimbabwe.
Okay, I can name one.
Hold on. There were 4,000 graduates.
No, can I name one who joined before the World Bank, before the change of government?
Let me make my point. There were 4,000 graduates in Zimbabwe before we got independent. Of those 4,000 graduates, only 500 of them were black. You understand? 500 graduates in Zimbabwe were black by the time we got independent. And then now, Zimbabwe is sitting with more than 1 million graduates.
Yeah. And the point you are making?
So in other words, European investment, the British government was able in 90 years to create only 500 black graduates in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Within 37 years, Mugabe has been able to create more than 1 million graduates.
Oh, Mugabe is a magician now. He can create. This is. No. Then I think we need to have that conversation. I want you to give me time so that we can have that conversation. Mugabe, the magician. Mugabe, the creator, the innovator.
What do you call it when a man achieves the education standard for the African?
He never achieved anything.
You are not answering questions. Why were there no million graduates during the 90 years of white?
Okay, so you are giving it to the credit of Mugabe, the individual.
I asked you a question. Why were there no 1 million graduates between 1891 and 1980? Why couldn't there be 1 million graduates?
A different idea.
I don't understand what that means.
Before independence, there were people who believed that certain people are not worthy of the completeness of a human being. So they always...
Very good. Then what changed when that dispensation there?
What changed was a promise.
Who made the promise?
The promise was that people was given by nature, not by men.
Who made the promise?
The promise was actually part of the restoration.
Who made that restoration?
Yeah?
Who made that restoration?
Who made the restoration?
Yes.
The people of Zimbabwe.
It wasn't the people of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
There was a leader.
Yeah?
There was a leader. There was a leader. Who was that leader?
No, I'm saying is that I don't believe in leadership. You believe in one. So I can't.
Who was leading? You might not.
No, you just an elected person is not a leader. He's a servant.
All right. Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
So Zimbabwe was able to achieve these high standards of education and achieve a literacy rate of 89% within at least 20 years of its growth. Why has South Africa failed to do the same?
South Africa has nothing to do with education. Zimbabwe has nothing to do with education. Mugabe has nothing to do with education.
No, the numbers say that.
No, it's not Mugabe leading. It's Mugabe following.
Following who?
The leaders are the individuals who went to school.
That is nonsense. Where did they get the school from?
No, I can give you buildings, but I can't give you education. There has to be teachers, there has to be an ecosystem of education, and no individual can cause that.
There was no ecosystem of education. That's why
No, Mugabe didn't create any ecosystem. There was. So are you suggesting that Mugabe created an ecosystem?
Someone created it.
Yeah.
That happened on its own.
Yeah.
Yes. And that man who created that ecosystem.
So you think Mugabe created the Helenas? And yeah, they're passionate, but they didn't go to class. They didn't go to class because Mtumbuka had already graduated. He never. The people who went to class, the class of 1980 and 1981, those people can speak for themselves.
You're making an argument that you see. Because let me tell you why. There was no culture of education before 1980.
So you're saying Mugabe was created by God to come and what and lead us into Israel. No, I'm saying is what are you saying? Because I'm not hearing what you're trying to say.
What I'm saying is that there was no culture of education.
So Mugabe brought that into being.
That culture of education was fostered, and it was fostered by a leader who didn't just foster it when the youth Zimbabwe came into effect. A leader who started fostering it in the bush. In the bush in Mozambique, people were already getting educated. And there was a
so you're saying all credit be to Mugabe.
There was a big difference between what was happening in Mozambique, where ZANU was, and what was happening in Zambia, where ZANU was. There was no education happening.
So you are saying that Mugabe civilized us.
I don't use words like civilized. He created education.
No, that Mugabe created from heaven.
I didn't say that.
What I'm trying to dig deeper so that you can say exactly what you are saying. Because I'm not getting you.
Now let me qualify. Question why you should be asking is, what makes you say that? How do you sustain your argument? When you look at every other African country that has got independence,
Yeah.
every other country that's liberated itself from colonial rule, no country has achieved what Zimbabwe has achieved.
And you are saying the explanatory value is Robert Mugabe. I see. So that is the point you are making, that Mugabe is a leader who caused things to happen, and the rest were like sheep who followed him to Israel. I think that's a very interesting point.
Nations are sheep. People are sheep. Right now, Zimbabwe is believing that
I think you're boosted. No, you're boosted my morale.
You've got people in Zimbabwe right now believing that Nelson Chamisa shall win the 600 kilometers per hour today.
Okay.
One that doesn't even exist in the world at the present moment. But somehow Zimbabwe believes that Nelson Chamisa wins.
So you have given me a boost for today. Now I can look forward and wait for Mugabe to reincarnate.
People like you need to be willing. You need to have given Mugabe history. You wouldn't be here without Mugabe.
So I am here because of Mugabe. This is what I'm learning. I think I've never confronted Mugabe in my dream. I've never confronted him in my life to be able to say, were you not there, I will not be where I am. But I've learned today from Rutendo that in his worldview, Mugabe is a magician. Mugabe is a prophet.
He's a magician, the greatest.
And Mugabe is a leader, and who could not even see.
No. You need to say for the greatest leader that we ever have on the head of the African continent. Right now, South Africa is talking about taking land.
Yeah. After whose genius? Mugabe's genius. This is a very interesting subject, and I never knew I could be so brainwashed. I think I need a clear washing of my brain after this.
We are the only people on earth, black people, who don't give credit to our leaders. Americans and slave owners, the Americans and people like Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Constitution of America, but at the same time were still able to continue to take away freedoms from the peoples of America, but they still get held in high esteem. Robert Mugabe came in, he made a promise that he was going to lift up his people, he was going to educate his people. He made a pledge.
You made my day, and I'll forever remember this historic day, the 13th of March, as Rutendo.
Why can Thomas Jefferson get credit for building America?
No.
While leaving the hypocrisy of a percentage of Americans being slaves to other Americans. Why is that important?
I think okay. Can we have a show? Jefferson versus Mugabe. Can we have a show? Jefferson versus Mugabe. Rhodes versus Mugabe. Yeah, so that we can destroy once and for all this fallacious argument that you are trying to peddle in the name of sense. No, I'm saying fallacious so that people can be ignited to follow. Who is this Rutendo guy? Because they already know you. I think there are some people who have been following. Rutendo is very intelligent. He's a thinker of note. So you already have a pedigree of bullshit. Okay, thank you. So that was Rutendo. I think you heard him and think about it. Mugabe, the genius of this century and the last century. Yes, human beings are creative. Thank you until we meet again. Goodbye.